Hello, crypto warriors. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode 20. All right, I'm way off. Episode 98.
Oh, yeah.
98. Oh my God, I'm taking you all back months right now. Let me get this chat box going. I am one of your hosts, King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are always here Monday through Friday to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community.
All right, let's do this again because that was just a terrible introduction. Hey, good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode 98. I am King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish
every day.
Yeah. You said the Senate was useless?
There we go. Hello, Tony. What's going on? P-Man Van Sierra, Simitri, Alex Ailey, Vaughn. What's going on? Ramo Jones. All the crypto warriors in the house. What's going on, everybody?
Emily.
GOD TV. Yeah, Crypto Coin Lolly Ashia. Oh my goodness, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody here today. All right, so a lot of news. So we're gonna go ahead and push for it first for the free Bitcoin from yesterday. Who won it?
Well, for the first time since we've been doing the show, somebody won back to back. Alex Daly, thank you again for your comment.
Alex has great comments.
He's been consistent. We'll be sending you that Bitcoin. Thank you for your comment from last show, and he won the day before that. So, we were basically asking which bank do you think will be the next to implement credit card limitations on buying Bitcoin, and he was talking about HSBC.
Yeah, I can see that too. He said HSBC. Yeah, that's actually a really good one to put.
Yeah, HSBC is definitely one of those banks that would definitely fall in line. And as we can see, most banks, they're not innovative, so they basically follow what the trend is. So if they see other banks doing it, they just follow it too. So
right.
Good comment, Alex Daly. We'll be sending you that free Bitcoin. Appreciate you, man.
There we go. Crypto Q said he met a real know your customer anti-money laundering specialist today. Ignorant. Of course, that is something we know, which we'll be talking about today.
Oh, yeah.
But before we start, we have a very special, I won't say special. Again, we decided to take a few hours off last night. We left the gate open and another Dino escaped, people. Another Dino. And this one, I don't know how he escaped because he is literally physically one of the biggest dinosaurs we keep locked up. And I mean, he must have burrowed his way through a deep hole on the other side of the fence. I don't know what happened. He got away. His name is Augustin Carstens. Again, I don't care about mispronouncing these names at all. But I believe his name is Augustin Carstens. He is the general manager of the Bank of International Settlements, BIS. For those who don't know, the BIS is the bank of all banks. It is the bank for all central banks, and it only provides banking services for the central banks and other international organizations. So this is the top of the top. We finally got a response from the top of the top, people. It is here. Listen, buy the dip. But Augustin Carstens, this big, I don't know, we can't call him a stegosaurus. We got to call him something else. This dude is huge. Actually, in his professional position and his physical position, he is seriously. But he called Bitcoin a combination of a bubble, a Ponzi scheme, and an environmental disaster. Whoop! All in one.
Disaster?
And he asked central banks to more closely regulate cryptocurrencies during a speech at Goethe University today. He said, and he's being quoted, if authorities do not act preemptively, cryptocurrencies could become more interconnected with the main financial system and become a threat to financial stability.
Yeah,
that's what we want. That's what I'm talking about.
He just basically told you.
He told you what's happening.
We are scared. We are scared, and we need y'all to do something about it because we don't know what to do with cryptocurrency.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he basically just admitted that we don't have a plan. We don't have a way to stop it because we got to act preemptively. It's too late, bro. Like if you were act preemptively, it would have been 2014. So.
No, if you were act preemptively, it would have been 2008 when the government decided to put charges and arrest the bankers, not give them all $20 billion bonuses of taxpayer money without consenting of the taxpayer. So so like you said, you already had a chance to do it. And again, people, this is why we're bullish. You have the general manager of the largest bank of all banks saying that we don't do anything to stop this, we don't do anything to regulate this, it will take over the financial system. Yeah. What more do you need? What did Tyrese say? What more do you want?
That's as good. I would say that's as good as it gets as far as being a scared banker. Because I mean, we've talked about it for a while. There's nothing they can do. So at some point, you're gonna start seeing their real colors. And right now, they're sitting here crying about we gotta regulate or something's gonna happen to my boat. Like I ain't gonna have my. I'm not gonna have my.
Well, if you want to talk about a real bubble. And this thing I'm about to mention, it really reminds me of the tulips, all right? No lie. let's talk about the Dow in the stock market right now. Did it not just have the biggest drop in the history of it?
The history
ever in the stock market.
We are living through historical times. Like, I don't know if you understand, but we are living through the biggest drops, the biggest increases, the biggest.
Get used to this. You might as well get comfortable in this space because this is what's going down for the next, I would say, next 2 years is about to go down like this, if not longer. But yeah, I mean, this thing, what they call the Dow, the stock, they usually get their 2%, every 3 months, 6 months, a year, maybe they're lucky. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like that bubble's about to burst. And again, it just reminds me of tulips. Yeah. To me, it's a strong case of tulips. I remember everybody thought tulips would go up forever. Yeah. All of a sudden it came down, and I mean, the stock market, this is the biggest drop in history. It reminds me of tulips. Yeah, I don't know.
The stock market is way more tulipish than Bitcoin, trust me.
I mean, listen. It's
not crypto. It's stock market.
It's being manipulated. I know for a fact criminals use these banks. They use fiat currency. They use the stock market. They use all this to move their money. This is for terrorists. And again, it just reminds me of tulips. So I don't know about the stock market right now. It had its biggest drop. I'm sure it's not done. It's not like it's going to have this one drop and it's going to go up forever again. People, this was the big hit of you need to start moving your money right now. But back to, you have anything else on Augustin? Because I was about to give him that loud roar.
You give him that roar.
Okay, Augustin Carstens, the general manager of the Bank of International Settlements. You are officially our Dino of the day. Let's go ahead and give him that loud roar. And we got the speaker geared up. Oh, there we go. Keep it going. Keep it going. Oh, there we go. That's the noise he makes.
The sweet sound of dinosaurs.
That's the noise they make when crypto's knocking at the door right there.
Oh, yeah. We hit goodness. Yeah. I mean, I can't understand how people who have supposedly so much money are scared. That just goes to show you these people literally stay up at night thinking about the fact that they can't do anything about it. So,
right. Yeah, so this is okay. I'm gonna say this to everybody who tells me, make sure you hit that like button and share and all that. Thanks to Tariq for saying that. Alec, thanks for telling us to say it. We always forget to tell people. So yeah, please hit the like button and share if you like this show. You want more people to watch. Oh, yeah. We also Alec, like I said, he's our social media manager. He hooked up our Nightbot, which you can see on the YouTube chat. Is basically like automatic for commands, but he has our podcast sync. Again, we have our podcast from last week up. We're working the back end and put them all up there. So that command's on there as well. And thanks, Alec, for that great work, man. He's been putting a lot of work for us.
Alec killing it, man.
Yeah. All right, so next up, I'm going to say that all wrong. I don't know what's going on today, people.
CFTC.
This is what happens when we're live. SEC/CFTC meeting today. The Securities and the Commodities Commissions of both are speaking today in the meeting. That's been going on. I think it started at about, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. We got a chance to catch some of it. And I saw a Reddit user actually put some of the notes down. It was great notes, so I'm going to use most of theirs. I didn't have time to really do the notes and research stuff for the day. So CFTC Chairman J. Christopher Gaincarlo, excuse me if I mispronounced that, Gaincarlo, he has some interesting points about it. First of all, the SEC in general said, hey, we do need to, regulate this and work with this in a positive way. We don't need to over-regulate it. That's what they're saying. Some of the things from the CFTC chairman, Gaincarlo, he basically said his kids weren't into stocks or anything like that. They're only hooked into cryptocurrencies. And he said the government has to respect that and develop a positive outlook. He said while scams and fraudsters must be cracked down upon, the general market must be allowed to develop. So they're saying a working group of the SEC, the FinCEN, CFTC, and other group members are working on identifying scams in the space. He was asked if crypto has any intrinsic value. And he said there is an intrinsic value in relation of the value of Bitcoin and the cost of mining it, which exactly it costs money to mine people. So the fact that people say it comes out thin air, those are people who really don't know what they're talking about.
I would say, how do you get GPUs out of thin air? Good luck.
He said the price of Bitcoin is just one publicly traded company like McDonald's. He said in comparison, the global money supply is 7.6 trillion. And since Bitcoin has been compared to digital gold, the value of all gold in the world is 8 trillion. He mentioned HODL, or for some people I've been hearing mispronounce it, HODL. I guess that's the new way people pronounce it. HODL, we pronounce it HODL. But he actually mentioned it to him. He talked about that. And he said, we must crack down hard on those who abuse our young enthusiasm for Bitcoin and blockchain technology. We owe it to this new generation to respect their interest in this new technology with a thoughtful regulatory approach. So yeah, and a couple other points. So the Reddit user, he said, they didn't mention anything about drug dealing. they really didn't mention terrorism, but they did mention stuff like when it came to Venezuela and the petrodollar and all that good stuff. They did talk about illegal transactions because they were saying not only illegal transactions nationally, but kind of with the petrodollar and all that, how governments might try to skirt around U.S. sanctions. Yeah. Now, here's my overall thoughts on all this. Of course, it is bullish for the market. And on the surface, it looks positive. I've heard so many people say, yes, it's looking good. SEC, CFTC, they're saying great things, bullish for the market, time to buy the dip, jump back in. Here is what worries me. This is not how the government works, people.
No.
Trust me, I enjoy the enthusiasm. I'm glad they're coming with a positive outlook, but they don't have a choice. Yeah, that's what you all don't get. People still don't get it. Yeah. They don't have a choice. Mm-hmm. They can fight this thing. They can be friends with it. They can try to regulate it. They do not have a choice. Yeah. And the problem with the sentiment of this right now coming out from people, especially in the community, everybody's like, yes, government's really gonna work with this stuff. The fact that you're placating to the government, again, you're going backwards because all the government is trying to do at this point, now that they know they can't beat it, they're saying, all right, you know what? Let's turn exchanges to banks. Yeah. Let's control one main crypto.
Let's give everybody one public address so we know exactly where
let's like I said, let's give them the red address and the white address for those that we don't agree with and we want to sanction all that. Yeah. This is not good. The government doesn't work in a 3-week, 1 month, 6 month, 1 year with strategic game plan. No, they plan out for 50 to 100 years, people. So right now, if all they're trying to do is say, hey, yeah, we're going to work with everybody in the community. Let us get our foot in the door. We're on your side. We're on your side. No, because once their foot is in the door, they're in there. They're in there.
Somebody said it sounds like a peace treaty. How many of those?
Exactly. It's a peace treaty.
How many of those have we honored?
Yeah, we don't. U.S. does not honor.
That's what I'm saying. We got a peace treaty. Like, just let us send a couple people over there.
Who's that? GIDTV. Nice, great comment.
So we're always skeptical because we've been around long enough to see that if you let the U.S. into the area.
That's what we are, people. I mean, that is our heritage. That's our ancestry of the U.S. Remember who the U.S. The U.S. was started by people who committed treason against the British government, people. Oh yeah. Like the U.S. was started by a bunch of gangsters. Nothing's changed.
It's straight gangsters. And on top of that, they're not stopping no time soon. So.
And the thing I would say that that kind of does go with our heritage is that when you do talk about immigrants, when you talk about everybody who's came to this country, they haven't been the best. I do agree with that sentiment. If you really look at it, the best don't leave. Yeah. If you're the king of your country, or city, or state, you don't leave and go nowhere else. You're already the best. So yes, the people who have come to this country, every background ever, has not always been the best, and this is our bloodlines here. So if you think the U.S. is going to say yes, we're going to, like you said, GIDTV, it sounds like a peace treaty. If you think they're going to come and say, okay, you guys can have your own outside financial market. Yeah. We'll come in and we'll help you with the scams and all that stuff. But other than that, you'll be good to go. It's not going down like that.
Don't fall for it.
Don't fall for it, people. So I don't know. That was pretty interesting. But again, the sentiment is good for institutional investors, the Ned Flanders that we talk about, who are scared to make any type of move or commitment without checking with the government first. Yeah. This is good for them because now they actually will buy back into it. And people like us on the inside scoop, we're going to continue to do, we're going to continue to take that institutional money and make it work for us too. So.
And somebody said, what do you think about governments that are offering gold-backed crypto? As we've stated on the show plenty of times, the fight is centralization versus decentralization. So all that gold-backed cryptocurrency that governments are starting to have, it sounds good because it's like, oh yeah, they have something supporting it. But honestly, it's more centralized than anything else because it's more centralized than a bank because it's an entire government doing it, not just a couple banks that have, a set of rules. So it's more centralized. That's the actual fight: centralization versus decentralization.
So Carl Mays, great question. Carl Mays asked us, what do we suggest they do? And I'm glad you asked that because it's not like exactly. I was about to say it's not like we're all problems and no solutions. The solution is literally to leave the market alone. Like, don't touch it. Yeah. We don't need a parent. Again, if you do your own research, the chances of you really getting duped by some type of scam drastically decreases. The longer time you spend in this space, the chances of these things happening drastically decreases. If you're looking to come in and make a lot of money, get rich quick in 3 weeks, then yes, you are going to get turned upside down inside the blender. It will happen. But if you come in looking for the value of stuff and taking your time, it won't happen. So Yeah, I mean, we are wholeheartedly against any government intervention or regulation. It's not needed. It just, it literally isn't
What are you
needed.
regulating? Free speech? It's just software code. Like, what do you? I mean, how do you regulate that? So,
I mean, it's ridiculous. Again, people, it's kind of like, and a lot of people don't see it now because you haven't traveled to some of these countries where the government is literally overbearing. But think about China and its great firewall, the Great Firewall of China, where literally you can't access websites. Yeah. You have a government blocking people from accessing websites.
That can't even get on Black People Meet.
That you know, that is, but seriously, that is ridiculous, people. I mean, this is technology that is free and available for anyone in the world. And the minute that governments start putting their foot in and saying, well, we're just going to help you out here or there. We've already said we're people who use it, so we already said we don't need government help. Like, what do you mean you're going to help us? We don't need it.
Stop telling us alone. I need you. Yeah, that's
right.
That's
so, I mean, it's kind of like if I came to your house every day and I said, well, I'm going to help you get dressed every day. I'm going to feed you. And you say, well, dude, I can get dressed on my own. I can feed myself. I'm saying, well, no, you never know. Some of this cereal something might be wrong with it. I'm going to come do it for you. Yeah. And you keep telling me no, but I come in and do it anyway. So, listen, Tonio, don't feed into this guy, all right? Don't feed in. You saw how I ignored the comment that kept it rolling. Just don't feed into it.
Oh, yeah. They ain't going to let you get on nothing in China.
All right. So, next news up. South Korea came out and said North Korea stole millions from crypto exchanges last year.
Yeah.
Now,
we've been telling you that.
We've talked about this. Yeah. This is a story we covered many times. So, of course, you ask, well, why are we covering it again? This is important because it goes back into the government regulation. You all say you want the government to spend. We talk to Ned Flanders all the time. Some of our clients who are over 40 and 50. Oh my goodness, they don't know what to do without the government telling them what's what. So they say they want all of this on exchange. Okay, well next time all this is on exchange in North Korea or Iran or one of these people does hack it and they get not only all your money but all your customer information,
passport, ID,
of everyone in the world because it's global. Then we're all going to be sitting here looking stupid saying we wish we didn't regulate it the right way. Yeah. We wish we didn't have all this. There's no reason to keep tabs on this. And for me, South Korea right now, what's happening with them and they are saying that North Korea stole millions. This is a microcosm of what's to come next because South Korea, as we just saw, is going through the whole thing where they're making exchanges start registering every customer. You keep getting hacked. Why are you making them register every customer?
Yeah, because we talked about it before is that we have decentralization to an extent. And then people are making it a centralized database. Like, that hasn't been hacked before. Like, come on. We just said, Equifax. Who else has been hacked? I don't think there's any big institution that hasn't been hacked because it's a centralized place. They can focus on one place to look for all the information, which is ridiculous because that's the whole reason we got into crypto is to get out of the centralized space where everything can get, hacked or it's insecure. So, yeah, this is a step backwards. South Korea, but we knew North Korea was doing their thing because, like we said, the real world war going forward is digital. It won't be a lot of people getting shot or killed. It'll be a lot of people getting hacked and a lot of people getting their stuff took. So,
and you know what? And this is the path we're going on, and it's amazing. South Korea will come out complaining. North Korea keeps hacking this. North Korea keeps doing this. North Korea keeps doing that. First of all, they're your neighbors, so if you really got a problem, pull up on them.
Just walk over there.
They're right there. If you really got an issue, go talk to them about it.
Walk over there and talk to them.
Secondly, the fact that they're complaining, you know what? I hope North Korea keeps tapping South Korea the way they do. I hope they keep hacking them because eventually I hope that bell rings, that light bulb goes off in South Korea here and say maybe we should stop collecting customer information and just let this be decentralized as it was intended to be.
Yeah.
As Andreas Antonopoulos, the great Andreas Antonopoulos say, it is not a bug, it is a feature. And one of the things he preaches about is when eventually we'll come in the crypto space where anonymity isn't a feature. It is what comes with every crypto. Every crypto will be private. Every crypto will be encrypted and secure, and no one won't know any type of transaction. That is what's coming next. That's what's going to come with the decentralized exchanges. And once that becomes mainstream, then we're on a good road there. Will there be negative people using it and bad things happen? Yeah, it's bad people that use cell phones. It's bad people that use the internet. It's bad people that use taxis. Like, it's bad people that use whatever. It's not going to stop. So them aggregating this information again, I hope North Korea continues to hack South Korea until they figure it out. And hopefully the U.S. will take a note from that as well, saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't regulate these exchanges to the point we're doing because I'm telling you, you put all your personal information on there, especially for those, once you start getting high limits, you know those tier 3 and tier 4s where they talk about 100K plus or 250K plus.
You gotta give them your blood type.
You have to give them everything.
What day did you take your first step?
You have to give them everything. So a lot of you are using these first tiers, it's tier 1, tier 2, where it's like maybe I think a 20K max or something. Go past that. Go to 100K plus and watch how much information you have to give them.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like now exchanges, even Tether at a certain level for the Tether ones. I signed up with Tether 6-7 months ago. Yeah. They literally had all my information just sitting there, and they didn't even take it like off the screen. Whenever I logged on, the information was still just sitting there because it took so long to process. It sat there for about 2 or 3 months. So I mean, already that's showing the flaw and the hole in the cybersecurity that they have, and this is what every exchange is doing. And I'm telling you now, every exchange is not putting money in cybersecurity because cybersecurity right now costs a lot of money. And exchanges would rather say, let's save that money and let's work on the exchange, work on our liquidity, of course, until they get hacked, and then it's too late. So
then all of a sudden it's a problem. Yeah.
So that is our rants on all of that. In addition, what else is going on? Speaking of exchanges, Coinbase is finally saying, they just tweeted yesterday that they are going to roll out the long-awaited SegWit upgrade in a few weeks.
Bro, y'all done did so much in between. We've been asking for SegWit since 2016.
For those who don't know what SegWit is, here is the short version. SegWit is a way to lower the transaction fees and to speed up the Bitcoin network on exchanges. Places like Coinbase, and I hate to throw them in there, but Gemini as well, they have intentionally not implemented SegWit, citing a whole ton of reasons that weren't true, but they intentionally decided not to implement it so they can continue to charge you all high fees, so they can continue to slow down the Bitcoin network, and they can continue to pump Bcash. Because as they gave so many reasons of why they couldn't implement SegWit, we don't have the support, we don't have the people here, but you were able to put in Bcash and do a quick pump and dump on millions of customers, coordinated pump and dump on millions of customers, but you don't have time to do SegWit. So finally they're coming out saying, okay, we hear you, because a petition was signed, over 12,000 signatures signed it, that basically said, hey, Coinbase, you guys need to do it.
Coinbase out trash.
I think we need to have another petition out that's like literally just boycott Coinbase, get away from them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a bank. They're operating as a bank, and this is where we're trying to get away from. So. Yeah. They've already showed the truth. With the Bcash thing, they showed you.
I was saying
they showed you who they were, and people still use them.
We are coordinating to make more money, and we want fees because we can make more money, not because it'll actually make our service better. Which, I mean, almost everybody's upgraded to SegWit. I mean, it's taking forever for Coinbase, and they're the biggest company out there. Like, what are you talking about? So
P-Man Van, great point. After the fees go down. So here's the thing, people. The network isn't clogged anymore, so the fees there go down. So the fact that they're doing it now is funny because it's like, we don't even need it now, but thanks anyway. Great comment.
Yeah, somebody said Robinhood's about to get them out the paint. Hey, that's what we always say. Competition is good, because if you got a million people waiting to get on the app with zero fees to buy Bitcoin, versus Coinbase, where you have to pay, 2.5% whenever you pay, and then you got to ask for limits. You got to ask. Yeah, you got to send.
And they disable your accounts if you buy too much. Trust me, you put too much money in there, they're going to shut Coinbase down.
Accounts. Yeah, right. They just shut it down if they feel like it, just out of the blue. So.
Crypto Q, shout out to his comment. He said bad people use toilet paper too. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, true.
Who else we got? Let me see. They laughing at me. He said pull up. Yeah, you know about that life for real.
Oh yeah.
Michael Jones. Remember some of these countries are communist and dictator rule.
Oh yeah,
that's true, and that's the point of crypto in general, to get around that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Somebody said, what's the best alternative for an exchange? Probably Uphold or Gemini are a little better. But I will say that if you want to buy an in-app, like through your phone, Breadwallet, CoPay, Airbits. If I'm missing anybody, put it in the comments. But you can purchase Bitcoin through the apps now. I mean, you don't even have to get through it to an exchange. You just connect your bank account, and using Glidera, you can purchase Bitcoin through the app. So yeah, there's a lot of ways now. A whole lot more ways to buy it. Like I said, the barrier to entry has almost gone away. I mean, I remember back then you had to do some research. You had to download wallet.dat file. You had to trust me, they and somebody said Bitcoin dropped like crazy. It dropped, but compared to where it was, but it hasn't dropped to people who have been around when it's a couple $100. So for those people panicking, you must have just joined this party.
Give it some time, people.
Yeah,
give
it some
time.
Just joined this party 6 months ago.
You have to give it some time. All right, and the last
been around for years.
Last big story. It is a rumor, but we're going to talk about it because this rumor has been floating around for a few days and it's starting to gain some traction, and we're starting to get asked about it. So The rumor is that eBay might be accepting crypto. It came from the fact that eBay dropped PayPal as one of their service providers, the payment processors, and they picked up Aiden, which has a partnership with BitPay. So people are saying, okay, if they're going to be using Aiden has a partnership with BitPay, it only makes sense that all these people work together. I would say in the short term, I don't think it would happen in the short term, but hey, you know how these businesses work. They could come out 3 a.m. today, but you know what? Pump it. So
pump it.
So you pump it, right? So you never know. If you don't know what we're talking about, people, you need to get on crypto Twitter more. But yeah, so that rumor's out. I see where it comes from. It could happen. I don't see why it wouldn't happen. But like I said, we're bullish on the future of crypto. So we think whether it's eBay, Amazon, everyone's going to have to eventually accept the people.
In some form. Yeah.
Everyone will eventually have to accept it. So we shall see. They said, doesn't eBay own PayPal? I'm not sure. Do they?
I don't know.
Like I said, that's the rumor that's
buy
going
them out,
on.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, at the same time, like we said, if they do own them, then that sounds basically like they're saying, yeah, we're going to accept Bitcoin, but we can't say it because we got to get our buy orders in first. So we
right, seriously.
Because as soon as they say, if eBay, Amazon, if any of them say we accept Bitcoin, the pump is going to be ridiculous. I mean, it's going to be something. The FOMO is going to be out of this world, and I'm pretty sure they have a They think to themselves, we have a responsibility to make sure it's developed before we finish it. But
they're gonna listen. All these institutions, organizations, and governments, they're gonna pump it at the same time. It's clear they're funding it up at the same time. You think they're not gonna reverse roll and pump it at the same time? When it pumps, I guarantee all these same people that's saying all this negative stuff about Bitcoin, they're gonna come back around if it's Bitcoin, because they're gonna pick their cryptocurrency they want to win, of course. But whichever one they pick, they are going to pump like crazy. So.
When it fouls out the paint in 2023.
Right, really. Vaughn said, did we hear about the Breadwallet opening up international Bitcoin purchases? Have you heard about that?
Well, I know you can purchase Bitcoin through the Breadwallet as well too. I was gonna say there's a few different places, but I haven't heard explicitly they are allowing international payments. Anybody should be able to download Breadwallet through the I know through iPhone you can. Okay. Should be through Android, but yeah, you can definitely pay for Bitcoin through there too as well.
All right. So, and then also last but not least, was that thing 16 minutes we did? Good gracious. We put an ICO review up yesterday, the Gibraltar Blockchain Exchange. So if you want to check that out, again, all we did was as a sponsored post. All we did was just kind of look at it for 30 minutes or so and kind of give you our quick thoughts on it. We'll be having more of those come. We talked about it before. We'll have more like ICO reviews, some of the interviews as well. But that was one of the ones we were asked to do. So we pushed that out there yesterday. Again, make sure you do your own research and your own homework on it, but that video is available as well.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, what are we doing for the Free Bitcoin Day?
For the Free Bitcoin today, the SEC CFTC meeting is very important. Please comment and tell us what do you think will come as a result of those comments that were put out yesterday, as well as what will happen today. Will it make the price lower? Will it make it higher? Will it make people lose interest? Will people gain interest? Go ahead and comment, put your public address, and we'll send you that free Bitcoin.
There you go. Make sure you do it after the video. Shout out to Bitcoin Hippie. Great comment. Bitcoin Hippie said, all of the new ways to buy Bitcoin is a setup for our next boom. Exactly. People, they're opening up a million ways to buy Bitcoin right now. You think they're not about to pump it soon? When it pumps, it's going. I'm telling you again, that thing, that little blink is gonna be blinking. You're gonna be. We can't get on exchange. We can't do this. Our limits are. I'm telling you, I'm sure there'll be some exchanges that are gonna come out and say, you know what? Forget a max. If your minimum isn't 20, 30K, 50K, then we don't want you trading here. I guarantee an exchange will come out for that for only
sophisticated,
high value accounts and sophisticated accounts. They're going to put out there and say, if you're not at this price point, you can't trade here. And I'm telling you, when
if you don't trade with a scarf, you're not sophisticated enough.
And I'm telling you, when that happens, it's really going to be some people sick because they're going to be like, I can't even trade anymore. I had to go around, skirt around, or whatever. So it is going to happen eventually, people. We're getting there. Other than that, as we said, people, we're bullish, hold, and buy the dip.
Oh yeah.
Any other things?
That's all for me, brother.
All right. Have a great day, people. We will see you tomorrow at the same time of 10ish.
Oh yeah.
Cheers.
Have a good one.